Hi, Sandra Biskind here, and welcome to Healing by the Speed of Light, our Tuesday afternoon at 3 p.m. live calls where you get to come on and ask questions, and we talk about LifeWave and all of the miraculous and wondrous things that LifeWave is doing on the planet right now. So if you're new to Patch Me Up Babe, welcome. This is a site that I put together as a very excited person when I ended up going down to San Diego and having a very rare experience by being able to go to a pain management patching event that David Schmidt himself, the scientist and inventor of LifeWave, was doing one afternoon. And I walked in there. I had been in abject misery and pain for over 6 weeks and crying, sobbing. There was no quality of life whatsoever going on. And Daniel finally got me to the doctors where I had an MRI, and the MRI showed that my bottom three discs were completely degenerated, and that I had arthritis on the nerve on the right hand side leading into the hip. In other words, it was a mess. And I said to them, okay, give me stem cell injections. What is it you can do? And they just said, no, it's too far gone. We're sorry, we can't do that. And so I ended up going down to see David Schmidt at the behest of my very good friend Therese Santos. And I walked in and she went like this. She called me over and she took out a packet of patches, of energy enhancer patches. And she put a white patch on the bottom of my right foot, a tan patch on the bottom of my left foot, and then she put a white patch here and a left patch here. So my right under my foot and wrist were both patched up with energy, and my left under the foot and wrist. I was wearing X39 and Eon, so I thought, okay, that's lovely. It felt nice being pampered like that. I sat down, and half an hour to an hour later, and I was on a very hard chair, I looked at Daniel and I think I must have had tears of joy in my eyes because I was completely pain free for the first time in almost 2 months. And I haven't had that pain ever since. And so you can imagine that when I left that event, the first thing I did was get onto Facebook and say, wow, this has just happened. And I really wanted to support you, everybody who understands the incredible gift that we have been given with these tiny patches. Just this, with just this in our lives, we are changing our quality of life. We're changing the level of pain that we do and don't feel, and we're also starting a business that can really add passive income to at a time when we need it so badly. So I just want to say, before we even start on any teaching or anything, thank you, Therese Santos, for being there and giving me those patches at a time when I was in such dire need. And I must admit that I was incredibly stubborn because Therese had told me about these patches for 2 whole years before I said yes to using them. And look at me now, my whole body is patched up. And the reason why I said I didn't say yes is because I didn't understand them. And I didn't want to wear a patch. There was all sorts of ego puppy stuff going on. And if you know my work in the world, I am a spiritual teacher and mentor of business leaders and coaches. And my work is about healing by the speed of thought. So everything that I do with people is about empowering them to get free of their unconscious programs whilst having them change their frequency so they can show up as the best version of who they are. Well, I wasn't showing up as the best version of who I was when I met Therese and she started telling me about the patches. I completely discarded them as rubbish. And then one day, she came up to me and she said 2 magic words. She said stem cells. And instantly, because I had been reading about stem cells, I understood that when our telomeres shorten, they never lengthen again, that when our stem cells are degraded, we don't get them back. And so when she said this activates your own stem cell production and regeneration and lengthens telomeres, believe me, I was more than interested. I could not wait to get those patches into my hot little hands. So it's been an incredible 18-month journey with LifeWave so far. And if you're on here, hi Ron, how are you, sweetheart? Ron, if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask them. I must say that being in this LifeWave company, not only are these products have such integrity with thousands of testimonials of the people that they have helped, but the company itself, starting from the top down, has incredible integrity too. So just a couple of things that happened this week. First of all, I was on a fabulous webinar on Saturday afternoon, and I learned so much, which I'm going to go through a bit of it with you. And I also spoke to a new client who didn't understand what the enrollment was. And I thought, yeah, that's interesting. I didn't really understand it at all either. So I printed out this enrollment paper. Can you see this? Probably not. Printed out this enrollment paper, and I'm just going to read it to you because this week the LifeWave enrollment kits is first on my list because I had to teach it this week. And the easiest way to teach it is to go into a website that Kathy Booker and Therese Santos created together that has made my life and your life so easy. It's like the LifeWave for Dummies handbook, really, and it's just one long page of everything that we could possibly need to explain and share what this miraculous technology is. So I went into x39training.com, such a great name because it's what it is, x39training.com, and I just clicked on the link and up came this fabulous information. So if you're wondering, and people are wondering, what should I be enrolling in? So the bronze enrollment is the first one, and for bronze, which is about $125 plus shipping and tax, you'll get either one sleeve of X39 or 2 sleeves of any other patch. If you have upgraded to silver or you're enrolling someone in silver, they'll get 3 sleeves of X39 or 6 sleeves of any other patch. And I've actually done things with people where I've got one X39 or a couple of X39 and some of the other patches, depending on what they need. So you can custom tailor that. But isn't it great to know that for $300 you actually get 3 sleeves of X39 or 6 sleeves of any other patch? The gold enrollment is $499, $500 plus shipping tax. And for $500 you're going to get 5 sleeves of X39 and or 11 sleeves of any other patch. Now that is just phenomenal value. Of course, I would suggest to all of you that when you're enrolling somebody in this, please make sure that X39 is their go-to patch. And so X39 and then something else. So with gold or silver, please, suggest that they do get 1 or 2 sleeves of X39 to start with, and then put them onto all of the other patches that will be right for them. The platinum enrollment is $1,000, and that's 12 sleeves of X39 or 24 sleeves of any other patch. So you can see what's happening. However many patches of X39, you get double that of the other patches. And of course the diamond, which is $1,600, you get 19 sleeves of X39 or 39 sleeves of any other patch. And of course with my diamond people that I sign up, I always make sure that we get a really, really good breakdown of X39 and the other patches. And I'm just going to give you, I hope that helped. And then also what I'm going to do is, because I learned this, people have asked me, okay, so any idea on spreading the word? I have already told my family and friends, yes. So spreading the word is, Ron, I'll just just move out of here for one moment. So spreading the word is really important, and the way you spread the word is by the stories that you have. You'll never guess what happened to me. I met Sandra Biskind, or I went to this event, and she put this patch, this tiny little patch on my arm, and I no longer felt the emotional distress. I no longer felt challenged. The inflammation in my body was being worked on. I could actually feel a difference immediately. So start talking about it with your story. And if you haven't got a story, then start talking about it with my story or other people's stories. Wow, I met this woman who had 3 completely degenerated discs, and guess what? She's now totally pain-free. So you actually start to talk about it in that way. And then you can get, once you've accumulated your stories, Ron, and they're interested in, then you go into how to enroll them. A lot of people ask, okay, it's direct marketing, what do I get? And I'll just go into that for you now. So I just said that the bronze is $125, and when you sign up a bronze, you get $15. When you sign up a silver, you get the $50 bonus. And when you sign up a gold, you get a $100 bonus. When you sign up a platinum, you get $150 bonus. And when you sign up a diamond, you get a $200 bonus. However, the most incredible thing is that when you decide that this is going to be a really important part of my life, I am going to be a powerful agent for good on this planet, and I'm going to use this technology to help people to end suffering without drugs, without chemicals, in the most inexpensive way possible, then you will want to upgrade to diamond yourself. And when you do that, for 14 whole weeks, every single diamond that you bring in after you have upgraded, you get a $500 bonus. So if you're bronze or silver, you'll still get a $200 bonus. But once you get really serious about your business and you want the product, you want to start sharing it and giving some of it away and patching people up. And once you get your diamond order, by the way, you don't have to order anything for 3 months. And there's a lot of points there. And so again, this is the company's way of saying, yep, we know that you're serious about this incredible product. We know that you're going to use it, wear it, share it, and we want to reward you for it. And that's exactly what I did, by the way. I came in as gold, and I upgraded to diamond. And when I upgraded to diamond, I then really started telling people about it and what had happened to my back and what was happening to my skin and my hair, and that everything about me was changing. And they could feel the excitement and the high frequency energy, which, let's face it, when you're pain-free and you can look in the mirror and you go, wow, that many decades later and the skin is still looking like that, and my hair is still growing out, and all of these incredible things are happening with the energy levels, better sleep. I actually feel better than I did 20 years ago. And when people hear, see, and feel that, because we are beings of energy and light, and we are always emitting a frequency that is a result of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And so when you're emitting that frequency, everyone around you is in that field, so they all can feel it. And that's why when I started really telling people about this, I was saying to them, listen, come in wherever you want, but please upgrade to diamond when you can, because that's when you're going to, the company will be rewarding you more and more. And that's, of course, when you get the best possible prices as well. So going back to Ron, spreading the word on the family. The other thing I heard about friends and family, Ron, was that friends and family could be the hardest. so you know that sometimes when you're on a great thing and it has created huge transformation in your life, and that you are inspired by it and you want everyone you know and love to have it, then you want to share it. And it just often doesn't translate. And I have found that with my friends and family too, that a lot of them don't get it. And it's okay. They don't have to get it right now. I didn't get it for years. But when they see the way you change, when you patch up your kids, when you look, my goddaughter in New Zealand, when her stepdaughter came for dinner and with a really sore neck, she actually put an X39 on her neck. 15 minutes later, she went from a 7, from a 10 to a 7 in pain, and half an hour later, from a 7 to a 0 in pain. And obviously, that person with the hard neck wanted the patches. So what she's doing is she's patching people up, and I'm doing the same thing. Well, I used to. So now when I'm meeting people, if somebody has, really bad back pain or anything, I absolutely say to them, please, what have you got to lose? So Ron, don't get discouraged, any of you. This is about stepping into the high vibrational field of leadership, because leaders always know they get a no. And you can get a no and remain neutral to it and still understand that you have found one of the most profound healing modalities on the planet, even though we're actually not allowed to say it's a healing modality. What it does is it activates your own body's innate ability to heal, which is very exciting. So the questions I was asked this week were really about enrollment and money. I think that was it. And then one of the things that I really love about David Schmidt is that he says to us that he really supplements and exercises and sleeps, walks in nature, that this is a holistic healing approach. And so with the patches, there are many things that he suggests, and something very special that I'm going to suggest today. So David says that copper glycinate is one of the most important things that we can take, especially now with the COVID virus. Now, if you're in fear, your immune system's going to go flat. Fear is a huge stressor. So the most important thing for you to do is make sure that if you start feeling fear or anxiety or worry, you go, whoa, hang on a minute, what am I feeling? And then really move back into the code that supports your immune system and your health and vitality. And that is the love code. So remember, if you're feeling fear, negativity, or pain, you've absolutely flipped out of your heart center and you're no longer in that really strong support system that you need during COVID. And actually, it's not just during COVID. I mean, COVID is a flu. It's going to be with us forever. And so you need to have a strong, healthy immune system. And to do that, you want to use X39 to activate your stem cell growth. Copper peptide floods the bloodstream with copper. And these viruses do not live in a copper environment. You want to wear glutathione, because glutathione ups your immune system by over 300%. That little patch can activate your immune system by up to 300%. And if you don't know already, that glutathione injections are around $1,600, $1,700 US. They last in your body for around 7 minutes. Glutathione is activating the glutathione in your liver, which, by the way, without it, we do die, for over 72 hours. Pretty smart little patch, right? And so copper glycinate is something that you should be getting to supplement your X39, your Eon, for detoxing the stress and the inflammation, and your glutathione. So the three big ones that I'm talking about today are X39, Eon for de-stressing, detoxifying, and glutathione. This is going to support your overall health and vitality and your immune system. The other thing, of course, is zinc. And zinc is really important in combination of all of these things. And I want to tell you about this drink that's going to support you as well with your patches. Now, Daniel made this himself, and it is a combination of lemon rind and grapefruit rind. I know it sounds terrible. He simmered it in pure water for 3 hours and strained it out. And here we have a drink with the same properties as quinine or hydroxychloroquine. So this is an antiviral detoxing drink, and it is pure water with grapefruit rind and lemon rind that has been simmered for 3 hours and then strained and put into this. This is, along with the zinc and the copper and the patches, one of the most amazing things you can do for yourself. The moment you feel a cold coming on, flu, anything, this is what you're going to have, right? Not so good. But if you've been taking sugar out of your system, which is an imperative for you, because sugar, cancer cells, those greedy little cancer cells, love sugar, and sugar absolutely can subvert your immune system. When you start drinking this, if you haven't been having a lot of sugar, it doesn't taste that bad. It's quite easy. So please, um, I think that's about it today. Ron, unless you've got another question, um, how did you love that about the grapefruit and lemon rind? Pretty fabulous, isn't it? So I just wanted to say that I love you, and you have so much support here. When you get used to coming on with me, you can write in your questions in the chat. You can put them in before this, and you could before the call. And please feel free to share this with everyone you know and love, because this is a really important time for all of us to collaborate, to step into high frequency leadership on a planet that needs us more than ever. So my prayer for each and every one of you is that you continue to have your intention focused on your and the world's highest and best good for all concerned, and trust that it is unfolding as it should, and to really do what it takes to look after that incredibly beautiful body that you are in right now. Because as an energy being with that incredible soul that you have choices to make. You can look after your body or you can trash it. Either way, you are the only one that can make the choice as to how much you love yourself and love those around you. So, I love you, and I will see you next Tuesday at 3 p.m. God bless, and thank you, Ron, for being here.